Howdy everyone, Pochi here with an Age of Magic video. In today's video, we're moving into another round of the AI Championships. We are getting halfway through the preliminary round. That means about, 16, nearly 16 players, or nearly 8 players are eliminated. So we're getting there. The preliminary rounds are the longest part of the competition, fastest part, longest part. Once we get through that, it will start to speed up. There's a lot of players, a lot of people I need to talk to and figure stuff out. But here we go. We're moving into the Tfunny versus Haruka matchup. And they have a really interesting board, some leaders, some tanks, some damage dealers. This is the first match, I believe, where Mordred has been on the board. Will he be banned? Spoiler alert, he is. He gets banned pretty quickly, but we'll jump over to the bans now and have a look, and we'll go through the selection process. So jumping in with the coin toss, TF won first, and his first pick was Naja. I think Naja is one of the strongest champions in the AI championship because the AI doesn't target her. And if your allies are eliminated, it gives her the opportunity to raise Drakes, and the Drakes will tear through anything. There's nothing stopping those bad boys. So I think for TF, it was a very, very smart first pick. I didn't even go over the bands, but you can see the bands. You understand the bands. I don't need to explain the bands to you. Going over to Haruka, he got 2 picks. He went the Balthazar and the Siegfrieds are going for a tank to begin with, but Naja can swipe through tanks. She can add the I forget what the debuff is called, but she can allow her allies to attack past taunt. So interesting choice. But the Balthazar, I think, is decent. There are still some very good heroes on the board. I don't know if I would have specifically gone for those two. Jumping back to TF, we got a Volna and a Artist. So he's got the 2 strong leaders on the board. He can move them however he wants. He can put whatever character he wants into the leadership, and a Volna. I think Volna, just a really good damage dealer, and all her abilities are damage dealing abilities. So I think that's worth a lot in the AI championships. Jumping back over to Haruka, who then went Thick Lips, I think more for support reasons, and then to Riser. Now, Riser is actually a very, very decent damage dealer. However, he needs to wind up. In saying that, though, he becomes untargetable. So yeah, back to TF, who took the Zart that for some reason is still on the field, and the Aratar. So now we're getting back to the point where, there aren't many great heroes on the board. Aratar has a self-heal. He can do decent damage. I think it's a good choice. And then back to Haruka, who went the Amber last pick. Now, Amber is a good champion. He is actually really decent. His issue is speed. He's very, very slow. So jumping into the subs, Tfunny went Velendar. Probably not who I would have picked in the subs. Idril was Haruka's next point. That's who I probably would have gone through to for the subs. I think that's a good sub choice. Then we had T go for Gassa, and then who was the last character? I'm trying to figure it out. And then who was it? Troda. Troda is the last pick. So very interesting picks. I think Tfunny got a super strong start with the Naja. I think that is a character you should be extremely cautious of. But we'll jump into the battles now, and we'll see how these fights take place and go from there. Jumping into the first round with Haruka versus TF. And TF has a very strong team, but it's all going to depend on whether or not the characters on Haruka's team are going to be able to break through any type of healing or defense on TF's team before TF can break through Siegfried. Though he's getting a lot of damage out just from AoE, the Zart dies, bringing it down to a 4v5 situation. But remember, the real threat on TF's team is the Naja. If Naja is not taken, well, okay, their Balthazar is eliminated, so is Thick Lips. But yeah, remember, if Naja is not eliminated, she will bring up an army of Drakes, and the AI does not know how to handle the army of Drakes. So that is a massive threat, as Haruka is about to lose a 3rd character. There are only 2 characters left, and the taunt from Siegfried almost made redundant with, sure, it's Naja that can get past the taunt. There is the first Drake to come out. So it's almost as if TF has a full team again, and that any effort Haruka has made against TF has been muted. It's just not taking any effect because that Drake is just going to now come through and do a lot of damage as well. As the Riser comes very close to dying, he may be able to hide. Nope, the Arata comes through. Well, look at that damage from the Drake. Drake eliminates the Siegfried, giving TF a confident first win. First point goes to TF. We'll take the battle over to the competitors and they'll decide what they want to do for the next battle. We are jumping into round number 2, and Haruka has taken out Amber and put in Idril. So let's see if that makes any difference. As Zart takes a big dash of damage right there. Doesn't use, or his turn's about to come out, so he's probably going to heal. Nope, he puts up the slow and the evasion on his allies. A lot of AoE coming out, a lot of debuffs coming out from Haruka. So is it going to make a difference though? As he's taking a fair bit of a beating, he really needs to take out that Zart so he can start focusing. But the Goblin Sweet Lips comes down and his Balthazar is in critical HP as well. The Idril seeming to not do much to help his team. The difference unnoticeable. The Zart is still alive. In the last match, I'm pretty sure the Zart was killed. So this team is falling apart quite quickly as the Siegfried is unable to protect any of his allies. The Zart finally dies, but it is a 2v4 situation. And just remember that Naja can bring out a Drake. And the moment she does that, it's already as good as over, unfortunately. But that will definitely just be a kick while he's down on the ground. Siegfried, the only character left, and the 4 Volna, Naja, Arata, and Artis are going to make quick work of him. Though he's a little tanky. He's taking a bit of a beating. Artis did no damage there. Can you turn this around? A 1v4 situation? No, I'm just joking. He's not gonna do it. He's taken out. TF moving on to the next round, and Haruka unfortunately eliminated from the competition. Another person out, another person moving forward. And there we go. We'll hopefully move on to the next battle quite shortly. Thank you for watching, everyone.